second. It was noon already. I groaned. Sorry, Mom, I told you yesterday that finals were exhausting this term. I'm just catching up on sleep. I was a wolf shifter, and our kind rarely got sick. Human girls didn't realize just how well off they were. I had nothing to blame for my desire to curl up in bed and tune out the rest of the world. We didn't even get periods, either. Unless I were to go in heat, and then every male within 3 packs would be sniffing around. I was an unmated female, after all. My wolf growled in my head. She didn't like that sort of thinking. Pictures of Tim flashed through my mind. I hugged my pillow to my face. Not again. Oh, what was that, dear? Mom asked. Nothing. Let me grab a shower and then I'm all yours for the day. With that promise, she finally left me in peace. I should have gotten right up and jumped into the shower, but instead I curled up into a ball and pouted. She must not have heard the water going in a timely manner because it wasn't long before my mother peeked her head back into the room. I huffed and threw the covers off of me. I'm up already. Good. Hurry along then because I need you to drop off a few things to Sydney. I rolled my eyes. Only a year ago, and my parents could barely speak my sister's name. Mom would cry and Dad would have turned red in the face in sheer anger. Don't get me wrong. I was thrilled my family had been able to mend their differences, but being away for that healing process made coming back all that much weirder. A lot had changed while I was away this year. Sydney was a mother, and I had a nephew. Little Hunter was the cutest little pup to ever exist. I adored him, and Sid had kept me in his life through social media updates, texts, and weekly live streaming. I hadn't actually held him yet, though. I'd only got home the night before and long past his bedtime. Knowing Mom's errands for me took me to Sid's and to baby Hunter put a smile on my face and a pep in my step. I showered in record time and bounced down the hall to the kitchen to find Mom. Well, if I'd known that was all it took, I would have mentioned your sister sooner, Mom teased. Is she home, or are you just torturing me with errands that won't end with my hands on my nephew today? Mom grinned. I suspected that was what you'd want today. She handed me a basket with a colorful red Christmas plaid towel covering it. What's this? Those are the sandwiches I promised Sydney and her friends for lunch today. They are meeting in 15 minutes, and she's called a dozen times this morning reminding me. Please, speed things up. I frowned. I'm party crashing? Yup, and babysitting so she can enjoy her Christmas luncheon. Really? If you pick up the pace and get out of here. Thanks, Mom. I kissed her on the cheek, grabbed the basket, and left. Luke had moved into Sydney's home shortly after they mated when the trailer park that had housed his larkin pack had burnt to the ground. She lived on the edge of town in a new development that simply never filled up. Because of that, when Luke and Thomas had merged the packs together again, the Larkin wolves took over that neighborhood. I knew it well, but I hadn't been back there since the official merger, New Year's Eve, the night I was rejected by my one true mate. It was the last place I wanted to be. As I drove up to her house, I tried desperately to push all thoughts of Tim away and concentrate on the excitement of meeting my nephew for the first time. There was a dozen or so cars lining the street in front of Sydney's house. I pulled in the driveway behind her car, effectively blocking her in. I knew she wasn't going anywhere, and even if she did, I'd just move it. I reached for the basket and quickly hurried out of the car and up to the front door. I knocked, feeling like an idiot. I had never knocked at my sister's house before, but it wasn't just her anymore. The door swung open, and Sydney stood there looking poised and sophisticated in a pencil skirt and heels. I looked down at my own jeans and t-shirt paired with an overly worn pair of Chucks and frowned. "You're late, even for you," she argued. "Sorry." I held up the basket from Mom as a peace offering. "And why are you knocking?" "I don't know. It feels weird knowing Luke lives here, too." She rolled her eyes. "Well, come in, come in. Get that to the kitchen so we can put it on a tray." I nodded and hurried inside. "Jess?" "Yeah?" "I'm really happy you're home." I looked back and Sydney smiled. "Thanks." It was hard to stay in a funk with my big sister grinning in obvious excitement.